Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Meghann, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer, and I'm so sorry, you guys.
Like the froggy one, bless your heart.
This is the best I can sound. I'm drinking bourbon to try to help, but if we don't record tonight, I don't think it's going to happen. And who knows what I'll sound like tomorrow, so better do it now.
Yeah, you better do it right now while you still have a little something to give.
Right, so if this is your first time checking us out, normally I have a really sexy voice.
Oh, it's like smooth as butter, some people would say.
That's right. Nobody's ever called it nasally.
Or lispy.
Oh. We don't.
In the cutest way.
We don't have to point out. That's like when you're like, guess what I just found I do wrong. And then people start guessing.
Yeah, it's not nice.
So rude.
It was so rude. No, but we've always talked about how cute it is.
Do we?
I do.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Made my cheeks get red because now I feel bad. I love your little lisp.
Thank you. I love that I just said I was sultry normally.
And I'm like,
I love your little lisp. So cute.
That's like story of our lives. Like both of us, like past, we're like, we might be sexy, but also it's about 10 other things that are gonna take over and not make us that sexy.
That's right.
It's fine.
It's fine. We know we're sexy in the inside.
Sure.
Our inside persona is so hot.
Mine is not.
Mine is. I have body dysmorphia on the opposite end.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Tell me more about that.
I will
That's
be
interesting.
like, I'll go out and I'm like, I'm rocking it.
I am
I
killing
look
it.
so hot right now. And then I'll like see
They
a
must
picture
be
of
staring
myself.
at me because I'm gorgeous.
I know. I'll see a picture of myself or I'll catch
it's
myself in a
shocking.
reflection and I'm like, oh, good grief. That's not what I thought I looked like right now. Every time I'm surprised. You'd think eventually.
I guess I do that too.
I do it
it's
all the time.
hilarious.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it's so funny.
I believe I'm beautiful.
So
I
guess
am
that's
beautiful.
Just,
It's fine.
well, you don't. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, let me be here to confirm that yes, you are. I think it all the
you.
time.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, you made my eyes already water. Made me laugh. Oh, what is that called? Body dysmorphia on the other.
I think it's still body dysmorphia. It's just on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I guess that.
It's on the more positive side. I'd rather have it this way.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think it's just called high self-esteem.
Yeah. You could call it that.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Okay.
Oh, which is great. We should all have that.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, I feel like we have so much to talk about.
Yeah. We just finished the best movie we've ever watched on movie night. Wasn't at all scary, you guys. It wasn't.
No.
There wasn't a moment of scariness.
I
mean,
think Miss Detweiler could handle this one.
oh yeah. I don't think she'd like it, but I think she could handle it.
Oh, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable.
Existential.
It's
How
like
do you
a
say that?
psychological thriller.
Yeah, it was a little bit like, oh my gosh, what would I do? But it wasn't like there were no jump scares.
No, never, not, which is wild. Not one jump scare. And we're saying it's the best
It was
scary
so
movie we've ever watched.
Good. Okay, so everybody, if you've got Netflix, go watch.
Is
It's
it in
What's
the box?
Inside. No, it's What's Inside. Meghann was like, we could watch that movie you suggested, or we could watch What's in the Box. I'm like looking for
Which
5
also
minutes.
makes me think, dick in a box.
I was like, what is in the box? I don't want to watch it. Is a dick in a box?
Look, I might have great movie recommendations, but I don't always get the titles of movies correct, nor the lyrics to songs right.
Right. There's no box involved. It's called What's Inside is what it's called.
What's Inside?
Nope. It's What's Inside.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Tell them one more time. Otherwise, we're going to get it wrong.
It's What's Inside.
It's What's Inside. And you're going to hate about the first 10, maybe 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, but stick with it.
Yeah. It's like, this is obnoxious. What is going on? This is so weird. I have a feeling those first 20 minutes, though, if you pay attention, unlike we did, are going to help you throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to rewatch it.
Yeah, it will be one I'll go back and make James watch for sure.
Yeah.
Like wait till you see this. This is going to blow your mind.
So good. We're not going to say a single word.
Yep.
So don't worry.
No spoilers
We're
tonight.
not going to spoil it. Sorry, I told you I was going to put that timestamp in. I forgot until after the episode was released.
You went back in and did it.
I did. I went back. So there you
Good job.
go. Yeah. So go watch that movie, and then we got to talk about my podcast recommendation to you.
Oh, Aaron, like I did a great movie recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
You have nailed it. You girl.
Thank you.
You had me going in all different directions in my mind. So here's what I'll say to you. I don't know if we can call this my skeptical sister anymore.
Oh shit! I know.
That is like a little bit earth ground shaking for me.
Yeah.
But this podcast has me
questioning everything.
Okay,
so we're talking about the telepathy tapes.
The telepathy tapes.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And here's why. Okay. Well, just tell them the premise. Well, I'll tell
for
them.
you too.
You want me to save your voice? Okay. Well, listen. I feel like I'm going to be very talkative tonight, but just know it's not because I am trying to take over the podcast. It's just I'm trying to give my sister a little reprieve on her voice.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Give the listeners a reprieve. This can't sound good. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So the premise of the telepathy tapes. Full credit goes to Erin. She was going to recommend it to me, and then she's like, but I can't until it's on air.
I'm going to recommend it on.
Aaron, I'd be so pissed if we had to wait till tonight when you recommended this, because I had been binging it like crazy.
I know. I'm not all the way through. I'm like on episode 8 or something.
Oh, I'm only on 4.
Okay.
I can only binge when I'm driving because it's the only time
you
I can
don't have
focus.
to have kids in your car.
I know. It's lovely. I also don't have ear pods though, so like I can't do it when I'm cooking. I can't.
That's true.
So anyway. Also, that's by choice because I hate being interrupted. And then it makes me irritated and irritable at the person who interrupts me.
Yeah.
And that's not fair to them. They're just kids trying to get like a snack. And I'm like, what do you need? So I
don't think it makes me irritable.
No, that's good. It makes me irritable. I just know myself. So I don't allow myself to have AirPods. AirPods.
Yeah,
or earbuds. You don't call them earbuds?
No.
Am I like not cool if I call them earbuds?
Pretty much.
Oh, shit. Okay. Learn something new every day. Okay. AirPods. Okay. I don't have those. So anyway, but that's by choice. I'm just saying. I could get them, but I don't want to because I'm mean when I have them. So this podcast.
So good.
Is about and correct me at any point if I'm not explaining it right, but it's basically like a scientist who it's kind of about a scientist. She's in the very first episode who basically started the study because parents were coming forward saying that they felt like their autistic children
are nonverbal.
They're nonverbal, or some of them are verbal. Like they have different like levels, different variations. But mainly the nonverbal ones apparently have the most ability to communicate either telepathically or with a shared conscious of someone else, which is the most mind-blowing part.
Right.
So in the first episode, per usual, I'm like, okay, what are we getting into here? Now, I will say this. Here's my one disclaimer. I've not fact-checked any of this.
Yeah. So
before I'm like, oh my gosh, it's also whatever, blah, blah, blah. These could all be actors. They could all be actresses.
Sure.
There's that is a chance that is out there. But if it just seems like it would be a lot of work, which, okay, people will say there's some people out there that would do a lot of work because this could bring a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it could whatever. But I'm going to go with it for a minute. And here's why I'm going to take this leap of faith and going in it. I have worked with autistic children for 22 years. And I've always thought there is something so fascinating about the way they communicate.
Right.
That is so different than neurotypical human beings.
Right.
And they do communicate. Like I know because I have been with kids and they have nonverbal autistic children. And it is fascinating. And it's always been a big question mark and a big curiosity to me. And it's like, and I've also I've had the joy of watching small children who have gone from nonverbal to using talkers.
Yeah.
And fully able to put sentences together to tell you exactly what they need and exactly what they want. And they're highly intelligent. They're just nonverbal.
Right.
That does not mean that their intelligence is linked at all with the way that they're communicating.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in it. I'm like, and like when they're talking, I'm thinking of specific students that I've taught over the years, and I am making connections with each one of them.
There's an episode, I don't know if you're to it yet, but it's all teachers' perspectives.
Oh, I am not there yet.
It's
and
everyone they talk to is a teacher.
Cannot wait to get to that one.
It is the most fascinating podcast I've ever listened to in my life.
Every time I listen to one episode and I'm like, okay, well, that wraps that up. They can't go any further with that.
Yeah, no.
I listen to the next one. I'm like, holy shit. Well, that's mind blowing to think.
Know. The one I'm listening to now, I'm not fully through it, but it's about like, so far we've only heard about the kids who have a connection with the people they're closest to.
Right. Like their mothers or their twins or their siblings.
She's like, but what happens when they're hearing strangers' thoughts? And that's what we're about to get into.
Oh.
And that is my biggest fear, because I might look like a little cute little school teacher. I got the dirtiest mind in the world. I think the grossest stuff all the time.
Girl, I don't think you're alone. I think everybody is. But here's what I'll say to that. I think everybody does, which means everybody does, including the people who are reading other minds. But the thought of like, I mean, that's where our mind goes to, right? Because we're very protective over our thoughts. It's like, that's our most, like I can think the worst things in the world about my husband, but he'll never know what's in my brain. That's my safe space. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking it, buddy. I'm thinking it, but you'll never know. And I'll let go of those thoughts, and I'll think happier, better thoughts when we're in a better place. And you'll never know those were there. But to the thought that someone, that was a heartbreaking moment when this mom was like, oh, like, what did
everything's too hard. That part.
And she, or like the thought that he could read my mind about all of the horrible things I thought about him, about autism.
Yeah.
Like she didn't say him, but she said about autism.
Yeah.
She was like, and that the thought that he could actually hear me or feel that broke her heart. And I'm like, oh, I bet it did. Because how could you not? Like, I think horrible things about my kids all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so to have a child that is like so demanding and needs so much of you all the time.
Right.
You can't help but
can't communicate with them.
And you can't communicate with them.
Oh my gosh.
That's completely human to have resentment.
Yeah.
I have resentment towards my children now, and neither of them are autistic, but I would imagine if it were all of the complex things, oh man, you would have to. Yeah. You know, I think that's a totally normal response. But the sad thing is that I don't think those parents are typically greeted with going, I can't imagine what that would be like. And that's got to be totally normal. They get like neurotypical parents or parents of neurotypical kids who judge them for different things. So they're constantly feeling judged.
Yeah.
So anyway, also just in general, whether you believe it or not, whether you're like, okay, this is true or it's not, it gives you a whole different insight into the minds of autistic people.
I know.
It really does.
Fascinating. Yeah, it's so fascinating. It really is my favorite thing I've ever listened to right now. I'm so into it.
Okay, so then I had this thought the other day while I was listening to the podcast. So I have friends that have autistic kids, and I'll never know how difficult that might be or how challenging it might be to meet all of their needs.
Yeah.
They're vast, and I mean, any child, it's vast, but it's like it's a lot. It's all consuming, I would imagine it sometimes. So anyway, I just always want to be very delicate around this situation because I don't want to make it sound like it's a burden or a blessing. Like I don't want to offend in either way. You know what I mean? Yeah. But what I'm about to say is that this podcast has made me think, what if like evolution, like we have looked at autism as a disability.
Yeah. Well, they say that in the podcast. They're like, it's a superpower. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and maybe I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Yeah.
I'm only on episode 3 or 4, I think. But like maybe it's not, well, and disabled. I mean, like, what does that even mean? You know,
right.
there's so many things that you can sit there and argue with that term, disabled. But for these autistic humans, to possibly have the ability to communicate in a completely different way, fluidly.
Right.
Fluidly, just the same way you and I are sitting here having a conversation, and whether they're like hearing thoughts and hearing others' thoughts, or able to like have the shared energy with one another, or with the ones that they're closest with, whatever that looks like, is that evolution?
Right. They're just further ahead than we are.
And the one little and I'm not trying to spoil anything, but there was one episode where I think it might have been the first one, where they're talking about a mom saying that their child, once they were able to type out, said, like, basically told her they didn't realize they had a body.
Yeah, that is the first episode, I think.
That moment had me thinking about so many kids that I've worked with that seem so unaware of their actions, of that, like, if I touch this, that does this.
Yeah.
So it's just like it was like he didn't realize, this one in particular boy, because I'm not going to generalize, but did not realize that by him, like, cause and effect of his body, because he was living completely cerebral. I've been drinking a lot.
You said it right the first time. The second, cerebral, I think.
One of those times I think I said right. Rue, get in there, girl. Snatch that little piece out and make me sound good like you do. But yes, that is mind blowing to think that a being could just be living in here. And when I say that, I don't mean like captive. I mean like experiencing on unbelievable things that we're not experiencing.
Yeah. Have you gotten into the hill yet?
Yes.
Oh, girl. Because it keeps going each episode gets more into the hill.
Oh, okay. So you guys, you all have got to listen.
You got to listen.
Podcast.
We won't talk about it again because I know we're not being funny. We're being real deep, but
that's okay. We don't always have to be funny. But and I think here's what I'll say is that from the skeptical one, the most skeptical one in this podcast,
for sure, 100%.
I will say this. It hasn't just cracked my mind open a little bit. I'm like blown wide open. I'm like, this is. Oh, shit. Just had to do it, didn't you? Couldn't help it. Could not help yourself.
Nope.
I'm mind blown.
Good.
Girl, you did it. You've been looking for your way in. And now, okay, I'm gonna reel it back in just a little bit, okay? Before we get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that like my mind is open to paranormal, to a lot of...
You haven't listened to episode 7 yet.
Calm yourself down. I'm saying
also,
I think that all of this can still be explained scientifically, but we don't have the science yet to do it. The same way.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because I'm pretty sure I've actually said that about ghosts.
I don't believe in...
You like to say that they're not scientific. We just don't have that science yet. I have said that about the paranormal before.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. You're right.
Deuces. I'm flicking you off right now. I am so right.
You know what makes somebody who doesn't always like to admit when other people are right?
Oh, sorry.
Ever want to say you're right again? when you hold up double deuces at them? I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I can always admit when I'm wrong. It just doesn't happen often. Okay. Oh, God, I hope people know I'm joking when I say that. I am wrong all the time. My whole point, though, is that I just feel like the same way that, way back when people would say the earth is round and like I'm talking
the
like
earth is flat.
No, I'm talking like thousands, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, before nobody knew, nobody had explored.
Yeah.
And everybody thought the earth was flat. And then when the first scientists started saying, no, actually, we think it's round. And people thought they were crazy.
Right.
Or what were the stars? People had, just ridiculous things of what the stars were. And then scientists were like, actually, we know what they are now. And people thought they were crazy. It's almost like it's this new frontier.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, we don't want to listen to that because that is outside the box of what we know as reality.
Yep. I can't wait for you to admit that ghosts are fully real.
Oh, no, not ghosts.
Yeah, no,
not ghosts.
We just haven't figured it out
Human
yet.
beings having the ability to do this.
You're like such a not a hypochondriac.
I'm a hypocritical. I don't think I'm a hypochondriac. I hate being sick.
A hypocrite.
Whenever I'm like, damn it.
Like, there's just not the science for this one thing, but for ghosts, we for sure know that. Without a doubt, we can actually prove that's not real.
I've never said without a doubt. I have never once.
Okay, you're right.
Never. Thank you. Okay, you reciprocate that because I have never once said without a doubt. But I am saying this tonight. This has opened my mind to the possibility of a shared consciousness, which I never thought I would say.
All right, I'll take it. It actually,
which could open the gate and the door to like astro projection and those types of things that I never thought I would open the gate to.
Yeah. I honestly, it makes me think about the paranormal differently because I'm like,
okay, that's
instead of it being like an actual like floating figure walking through, like it's their energy is still there.
Yeah.
And you're still able to connect with that energy. That energy just never goes away.
Maybe. Now, this is a big maybe that I'm sure I'm going to take back at some point.
Yeah, like when you listen back, you're like, wait, no.
Oh, absolutely. And I can already hear Whitney in her car being like, bitch, don't flip. Don't flip. And I'm like, girl, listen, I'll be right back tomorrow. But in these 4 beers in, and but for real, I have to listen to this podcast. Not this podcast.
Yeah, no, this podcast is not changing anyone's life.
Changing anybody's minds on anything. No, but after listening to that podcast, I will say it's just I've never heard anything like it.
I know. I'm so glad.
I've never heard anything like it. And because of my own lived experiences, that's what I always tell you. It's like I've never had that lived experience, but I have had lived experiences with many autistic children.
Yeah.
And I have seen something so fascinating and special and interesting and different, and not in a way that you normally use the terms of different and special, but like, oh, I want to study you. Like the way your thought process is happening is fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's all amazing.
It's amazing.
And it's just beautiful stories on top of that.
Oh, and the parents are so sweet. John Paul's mom is my favorite mom.
Yeah. Oh.
Like he walks in naked and she's like, John Paul.
John Paul, put your clothes back on. It's so great.
You know what song's been in my head for like a week?
Pink Pony Club.
Oh, no, but I do love that song.
It's been in my head.
I wish that was in my head. You know what song's in my head?
Oh, what?
Bitch, you're doing a good job. Bitch, you're doing a good. It's just like a sound from TikTok. I've been singing it all week. Well, like I want to sing it out loud.
Maybe it's yourself saying like, bitch, you're doing a good job.
I know, but sometimes there are kids around me and I just want to like, bitch, you're doing a good job. Bitch, you're doing a good job. I can't. Sometimes I'll just be dancing. I'm like, no, it is a feel-good song.
Well, I'm glad it's a feel-good song. I feel like my ADHD has been like next level this week. It's like whenever I have a whole lot of things to do. So it's like rapid firing in my brain. And then all of a sudden it's like, Pink Pony Club. But all week long I've been singing Pink Pony Ride. And it's been, I don't know, because I get lyrics wrong. Okay. But I've been keeping it in my head. It's just been going over and over and to the point where I'm like, I got to get it out. Like the only way to get it out is to sing it. So then I started singing it, and then everybody's like, you're singing it wrong. You're singing it wrong.
Yep.
And then I had one kid look at me like I was crazy. And I was like, you've never heard that song. And they're like, absolutely not. And then I played it for them like, oh, well, yeah, I've heard that
said
song.
all the words wrong.
Like, A, you're off tune, and B, all wrong words. I'm like, oh, okay, well, never mind. And then all of a sudden, finally, 2 days passed after I've been singing that song over and over and over again. I'm getting out and I'm driving everybody else crazy. And then I like enter the office. I'm like, blackbird singing in the day. And everybody was like, oh, I'm like, I know, sorry.
I'm really in the colors right now.
No idea why. That's true. I didn't think about that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it happens, but it's like, now that's all I can sing. So sorry, everybody.
Man. I'm impressed that you've heard a relevant song, like a recent song.
Pink Pony Ride?
No. Pink Pony Club.
That's because you hear it everywhere.
Yeah, but you like never listen to regular radio.
Okay. Hold on. We have time for one little story.
Sure.
Well, I'll tell you where I hear all of my relevant music. It's when I have to do lunch duty and I have to stand at the back door of the cafeteria and like wave the kids in and count how many are coming in. And the lunch ladies, man, they get down. I mean, they're like listening to, some days they're listening like the best 80s music ever. Some days it's not. And we are, and like I'm jamming with them. I'm of course singing songs that these kids don't even know.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm getting into it. They laugh. You know, they think I'm kind of funny and ridiculous. But anyway, the lunch ladies think that I'm the best because I'll like give them a little concert, right? Well, the other day.
It should be noted, not to hurt your feelings, that our mom once said you couldn't.
I can't carry a tune in a bucket. No, it's fine. Yes, our own mother told me once, well, actually told a friend on the phone. I overheard it. How? That's so heartbreaking. She keeps trying out for choir, and bless her heart, she can't even carry a tune in a bucket. That is so mean.
You were in choir, though.
I was
in like the worst choir. You had those crazy blue dresses.
Yes, girl. Okay, you're break down. First of all, I tried out for that worst choir 4 times, and the choir director probably was like, "Good Lord, just get in here." Like, this bitch keeps coming back. I'm like, let me in. She did.
Gotta wear those ruffles.
Do you see that blue dress? The worst blue dress ever.
That is, first of all, we got to find a picture of that for the cover of this episode.
Golly, I have so many stories popping in my head right now. Absolutely. I will. I have a picture of me in that dress.
Yeah.
Because in high school, real quick side story.
Side quest.
Did I say side quest?
No, I'm saying side quest.
You're saying that. Well, I mean, it's like a side story to the story I was telling.
That's what a side quest is, bitch.
It is. I've never heard it called a side quest.
Yeah, okay.
Shit.
It's like in a game when you're gaming and you have to do something extra. You're like, it's a side
my
quest.
Gosh. Okay, that's why I've never heard it. I've never gamed a day in my life.
You've played Mario Brothers.
I bet Rue loves these nights so much. Okay. Senior year in high school, 2 of my other friends and I decide to get into the craziest outfits we have, and we go to the fanciest restaurant in Louisville. Why? Because we were ridiculous, and we just wanted to see what everyone's reaction was. It was like a social experiment. People were literally there in evening gowns, business people, like it was fancy AF. We had money to burn. We were like college kids. We had like, I mean, it was just no, we were high school kids. We didn't have
pre-college. You didn't have any money in college.
Free rent, like we're high school kids. We had free rent, free food,
and you were working, so you had all that spendable
money. So we saved up all of our money, and we went to the fanciest restaurant in Louisville, dressed in. I was in my choir dress.
Yep.
My friend Chip was wearing his
magical
choir outfit. It looked and a smoking jacket put over it with a pipe. And then Emily somehow found like a Madonna's 80s like purple tulle. It was insane. And we all wore sneakers with like high top socks just to like,
class it up
a bit. And then we walked in, and the first person said, "Oh, were you all in a play this evening?" Because like that would be the only thing that would make sense. And we were like, "No, why?" Like with straight faces, like we'd like a table for 3. And I mean, we were, oh gosh, it was ridiculous. Our picture hung in the back kitchen for a long time at Del Frisco's, at least for 2 years, because we went back for our senior prom. Yeah, and it was still back there.
I'm so confused at your timeline. I thought you were a senior when you went to this place.
We were in high school. When we went there, we were like, we were 15.
Chip I can verify 16. That this happened. It does sound like she's lying right now with all the inconsistencies.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still drunk.
We were in college. We were seniors.
Take out the college part.
2 years later at senior prom. What is happening with the timeline?
It's called beer. It's called movie night, Aaron.
Okay.
We were like 15. Chip drove us there. We were like 15. Chip drove us. It was like our sophomore year.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Your sophomore, about 15?
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, we went back to the same restaurant for our prom. And sure enough, our picture was still in the kitchen because we kept a good game, straight faces for like most of the dinner. The server, same. Every time the server would walk away, we'd die laughing. They put us in our own room away from everybody because they're like, these people, we have no idea what they're about to do. And so they put us in our own room, which was perfect because every time we would act so stoic and so like fancy. And then the server would walk away so confused, like, what the hell? But you could tell the server was going back there being like, y'all got to go check out table 48 because people would just randomly walk by. This busboy, he had nothing to bus. He's just ear hustling. Like, what is the story behind these people? And finally he came and he just was like, okay, what is going on? And that was it. We cracked. We died laughing. We were like, well, and we told him about it. And he wanted his picture with us. That busboy put our picture back in the kitchen. There 2 years later. It's a great story. So my original story. I'm really taking this, your voice being limited to like the Meghann special. Oh, it's like my moment.
I knew if I was patient enough.
I'm like, I knew if we'd start this podcast, there'd be at least one episode where she won't tell me to stop.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry. I really am sorry. This is ridiculous.
I'm cracking up. I love it.
Okay. I'm not sorry. Like, I'm really am sorry. I'm not. I'm having a ball. I hope y'all are too. Okay. So back to my school story.
Yes.
Y'all remember that about 10 minutes ago?
Yep. In the lunchroom. This is why you know music.
Melissa Davis is laughing her ass off right now because this is usually how I tell stories. Okay. So anyway. I'm in the cafeteria. I'm jamming with the lunch ladies. Well, on this particular day, I switched lunch duties times. So I was in there before any of the kids got there. I was just kind of getting everything ready. And one of our amazing colleagues had just purchased us a headset. I had yet to use it. And he was like, you're going to use that, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't got to use the headset yet. Well, when I say headset, it looks like a Janet Jackson, like you're having a concert. You know, those like little skinny mics.
Yeah.
You know, it's perfect. So I put it on and he's like, yeah, and this little thing, it like clips to your belt and then your voice will project. And then that way, you know, all the kids can hear you when it gets loud in lunch. I'm like, oh, this is great. So I clip it on, whatever. And I'm fiddling with it, trying to get it to turn on, but it's not like I can't hear my voice projected, but I'm loving it. I'm having a whole moment. The kids aren't in there. I go back into the lunch ladies who I usually give a performance to anyway, but now I've got a headset.
Oh, no.
So I'm back there and I'm like, ladies. And they all turn. I'm like, look who's Janet Jackson. I was like, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. And I start singing Nasty Boys, which, by the way, was actually my favorite Janet Jackson song when I was about 5 years old. I have no idea why, but I can remember that was like my favorite. So I started singing Nasty Boys don't mean a thing. And they all start singing with me because they're, you know, around my age. And we're all like, oh, we're like laughing, singing, having a blast. All of a sudden, Mr. Kevin, our custodian, comes running in. He's like, whoa, stop. And I'm like, what? And he was like, your voice is projecting into the gym where Alexis, our listener who teaches at my school, is teaching kindergarten. And I'm in there.
I love
my
this.
voice is fully projecting Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys. Oh my gosh.
Don't mean a thing. So I'm sure
what a song.
A bunch of 5-year-olds went home that day asking their parents what nasty meant and what do Nasty Boys meant. And if they're anywhere near my age, they probably slipped into that song real fast and sang Janet, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
If you're nasty.
Oh my gosh, she was the best.
She's still around.
That's true. But like 80s Janet was the best. 80s Janet was like where it was at.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you ready for some stories?
Yeah.
Godspeed.
We're having a Donna night tonight.
It's a full-on Donna night.
Yes. Meghann got in touch with
I hustled.
Wonderful lady named Donna.
Mm-hmm. Donna said, use all my stories. I've got several. Just go out there and find them.
Yeah. So I'm going to read one from when she was 17. And the Megan's going to read a longer one because y'all don't want to listen to this voice.
Yeah, and these are from the Facebook group Personal Ghost Stories.
When I was 17 in the 1970s, I lived and worked in the Balua Spa in Upper Norwood with my parents. It had been built in the 1930s and was built in a 3/4 circle shape. There's so much math happening.
Yeah, that's a lot
geography
of
and math.
Not geography, you mean geometry.
I was talking about geography with Balua Spa. What is that? I'm supposed to know what that means?
You meant the circle. Like, that's geometry.
No, I know.
Okay, I'll be quiet. I'm sorry. You open the gates.
Like, actually, just let me take over.
Let me read it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it had been built in the 1930s and was built in a 3/4 of a circle shape. That's hard to say.
Sure.
My bedroom was at the opposite end of the house. The house is in a quotation.
Okay.
To my parents and brother, and the corridor was curved. Okay, so her house is a circle?
It's round. Let's just go with round. It's a round-shaped house.
Okay. So the corridor, fancy word for hallway, is curved.
Okay.
You couldn't see from one end to the other. Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy.
Because it was curved.
I don't like that. I don't like that a single bit. That's horrible. I also don't really like a hallway that you can see to the other end, because what if a little head pops out?
What kind of hallway do you like?
I think I don't like hallways. I think I'm just learning that.
Just learning that in this moment.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to have a nightmare just from thinking about a hallway. I don't like it. The private quarters were on the 2 floors above the bars, and we lived on the 2nd floor. There was a strange atmosphere on the 3rd floor and in the cellar. We rarely went up to the 3rd floor, but I had to occasionally go into the cellar. I still have the occasional nightmare about it. Ooh. Yikes. Pubs shut at 10:30 p.m. most nights then. Well, that's too early.
Yeah, where do you live? That's really early.
Maybe like on the weeknights.
Still pretty early.
One night after the pub was shut, I came out of my bedroom and saw someone walking out of the lounge ahead of me and going toward the stairs. I assumed that it was either my dad or brother, but when I got to the lounge seconds later, they were both in there. We had had a spate of burglaries.
Ooh.
So I calmly said something like, I think I've just seen a burglar. They've gone upstairs, but we didn't find anyone. The person, in quotations again, was tall with dark hair wearing dark clothes. It was male, and the clothes looked like an ordinary jumper/top. Jumper means sweater if you're not in America.
No, I was totally picturing a full-on jumper.
Yep, no, totally different. And trousers. To this day, I know that I saw something, but that they looked very mundane. Another thing that happened around this time was that I woke up one night with the feeling that there was someone standing at the bottom of my bed, but also knowing that if I opened my eyes, I would always regret it.
Ooh.
We moved shortly afterwards. Ooh, what a creepy line.
Yeah, I love that. But if I opened my eyes, I would surely regret it.
Yeah, gross.
Ooh, that's creepy.
I love it.
I do too. I'm sorry we butchered it.
It's okay. Rue will make it sound like we didn't.
Not because you sounded great. You did really good.
Okay.
No, you
really were talking about me.
No, it was you and I butchered it with all of our.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to joke.
We took like a very
good story,
good scary story, and laughed our asses off throughout it.
I bet Rue will just save all that. It'll just sound so beautiful, like we really did it justice.
It's only because we messed up so many times. And by we, I mean you.
I have no voice. Just kidding. I sound like Froggy.
I'm just kidding. So ridiculous tonight.
This will take her breath away. That's in Little Rascals.
Yes, I love Little Rascals. It's so problematic, but I love it.
It's horrible. And then at the end, instead of being like, let's not hate women, they invite women to hate women.
I know. It's like I said, so problematic.
They all join the He-Man woman hating club.
And it's like, oh, this is what's wrong with our entire world is this show.
Now they're all Republican.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Oh, actually, the guy who plays Alfalfa, he's like super Republican, like crazy online stuff.
Yeah, guarantee it.
Guarantee it. No, but he really is.
Like we were indoctrinated from that shit. He lived it. He was like in it. He had to say the lines. He had to pretend to be that.
Oh, so
don't get me on another soapbox.
He was so cute when he was little, and now he's sucks.
Okay, so this is from Donna. Donna, it is your
Donna.
night. Get on in here, Donna. You got 2 stories.
Get it.
What's your song? Bitch.
Bitch, you're doing a good job. 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 Okay.
And Donna, just
we're not
so you
calling
know,
you a bitch.
We're not calling you a bitch. We're saying like, girl, you got this.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. But if you take it that way, we're so sorry. I mean, it's first time listener. I would imagine.
Sure.
I just found her. She gave me permission to listen. She gave me permission to read all of these stories, and here we are. Bitch, you're doing a good job.
In a good way, though. We love
Donna,
you.
I hope you find us endearing. Most likely obnoxious. It's okay. You don't have to listen after this episode.
Come back when I sound alive. Do that.
That too. Yeah, Aaron normally doesn't sound that bad. Okay. I heard it as I was saying it. Sorry.
Me too.
Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. I used to work in a beautiful old Victorian building in Kent. I worked there with about 70 other people. It had originally been built as a boys' grammar school in the late 1800s.
Wow.
Oh, a lot of history there. It was built on 3 floors and had a lot of different rooms and an underground air raid shelter that ran underneath a lot of main buildings.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so far.
Yeah, under
several
buildings, like different buildings.
No, I've seen, what's that movie, Barbarian? Oh, absolutely not.
I haven't.
Oh my gosh. If that ever comes out on Netflix, we are watching that on a movie night.
Oh, okay.
So scary.
Ooh, okay. I'll definitely watch it. The atmosphere was different on each floor. On the ground floor, it seemed to be playful and friendly, including the child in the toilet that I mentioned on Steve Jones' post. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's like British people are like in the bathroom.
In the restroom. Yeah, in the bathroom.
Not actually the physical toilet.
No, not in the actual, just down in the
Moaning
toilet.
Myrtle over there hanging out.
Ooh.
You don't know the reference because it's Harry Potter, but everybody else got it. They're laughing.
Oh, I bet they are. In droves. Okay. Sorry, I'm such a bitch tonight.
Same. Not me. I'm sorry, you're such a bitch.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I think everybody else did too.
Gotcha.
They're like, yeah, okay. We're all on the same page.
Lisp.
And
okay.
Sorry. That's all I can say. The middle floor was mostly quiet, but really, I'm not. I'm not sorry. Why do I keep saying sorry when I'm not sorry?
We've been conditioned.
This is just who I am tonight. You're just going to have to accept it, okay?
Okay.
All right. The middle floor was mostly quiet, but on the top floor, the atmosphere was different, as if whoever was up there didn't want our company.
Oh.
When the school had been built, the dormitories had been up there. Strange things were always happening. The office that I worked with one other person had originally been the caretaker's office. We had the original building plans, and quite often in the afternoon, we would suddenly smell pipe smoke in the room.
Oh.
Your favorite. You love that one.
I love that one. When you can smell something.
when you smell pipe smoke, and you're like, how do you explain that, Meghann?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you really like to get me on that one.
Any smell, really.
What?
Any smell that just suddenly...
A wafting smell.
Wafts
and
out of
what will
nowhere.
I say? Smells waft. You know what wafting means? They waft. They carry. They go through. Okay. I'm so sorry, Donna. It felt like I took that angst out on your story. It was totally directed to Aaron. I glanced into the office window. I saw the back of a tall man that I didn't recognize standing behind her, looking over her shoulder. I'm very nosy. Later, I asked her who that man was, and she told me there was never anyone there.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird. There was a reoccurring nose print in the outside of our window, as if someone had been looking in.
Ooh.
And one winter, there was snow outside, the person that I worked with had looked out a different window and saw a little girl walking about. But when she went outside, in parentheses, the building was closed to the public because of the weather. Although there were some random small shoe prints, they just disappeared before getting as far as the building and didn't go back the other way.
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
Especially, like, you could say, like, there was a little girl out there running around and you just missed her.
Mm-hmm.
But to have the shoe prints suddenly disappear is really weird.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. One day, we did another ghost hunt using a phone app. Oh, so were they hunting this whole time for ghosts where they're working? I don't know.
I would. If I worked there, I would do it all the time.
You would do it all the time? This one had random words that generated as well as different colored spots. We started in the gym, where the trap door to the shelter was in the cupboard at the back, and saw lots of activity towards that end of the room according to the app. Oh, yeah, because remember, there's that big shelter, like, underground. So it's like down underground and back in the closet where that trap door is.
Yeah, we don't like that.
We were also followed around a bit, but as I have stated, things were normally very friendly there, so we weren't too weirded out.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I don't care how friendly you are. You should not be following me around.
Also, she said, just to be noted, we weren't too worried. I just put in weirded out. I don't know why. Sorry, Donna. Sometimes I make things up.
Like that Hotel Frisco story. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I did not make that up. Sometimes my brain doesn't read as fast as my lips do or something happens like that. We had a staff charity event one evening on the ground floor, and we were all trying, and remember the ground floor is like friendly and playful.
Yep.
And we were all trying to out-frighten each other about the resident ghosts. So they're telling ghost stories.
Love it.
Someone that used to play in the grounds when she was a child had said that there was a rumor that some children had died there in the war. She could never find anything out about this, but she said that they had looked at the building one evening when they were playing, and there were several children looking out the window at them.
Oh.
So a couple of us went outside to look up at the window. So she's talking about when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Like kind of a ghost story. She looked up and they all saw a bunch of children up there.
The kids were looking at the kids outside from the window.
Yes.
Yuck. I don't like that at all.
She said they had looked at the building one evening when they were playing, and there were several children looking out of the window at them.
Oh.
So a couple of us went outside to look up at the window on the third floor, one of which had a distinct bluey glow, but no children. However, at the end of the evening, when I was helping to put chairs back into the gym, I heard children playing as I stood outside the room, but it went quiet when I went in. I told my friend about this, and she heard it too. It was about 11:30 at night, and it sounded like young children. There had been various things that had happened near the room. A very skeptical caretaker had a ball rolled out to him one evening when he was on his own. He rolled it back, and the center manager said that a child, and then in parentheses, little boy, peeped around the door early one morning when she was on her own.
Oh, back to the hallway fear.
Well, so you don't like hallways or doors?
I don't like when things pop their head out. Ugh, That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's all I can think about now.
Well, there it is.
And I'm about to go to sleep.
Yeah, you are. Donna, very good story. Here's what I guess like my overall arching debunk is that when you have such scary lure about a building and a place, that it kind of takes on a presence of its own, meaning your brain makes up a lot of things that could happen. But again,
Not those
Donna,
footsteps disappearing. I won't take
okay,
it.
I just think that that's snow covering.
Okay.
I just think like it started snowing again, and the footprints started going away.
It just snowed in that one spot, not where the footprints were.
Have you ever seen a rainstorm when it's not raining right where you are?
Yes, I have seen that.
That's wild. Now, it is wild when it happens, but that means if rain can do it, snow can do it. I know, I hear it. It's coming out of my mouth and I hear it. But anyway, it could happen.
Yep, it could.
It's time to wrap it up. Would you like to know who our fan favorite is tonight?
I'd love to. Thank you, Donna, for being our only story provider tonight.
Donna,
Thank you.
And doing a great job at it.
Love it.
I guarantee she's never going to listen again. Thank you so much, Donna. I wouldn't if I were you. I'm kidding, Donna. Spread the word about us over there.
Yes, please.
We would love it.
Down all the corridors.
Yes, all the hallways, all the corridors, round or straight.
Always been my motto.
I have to be so bad.
Do you want to stop?
Nope. I'm going to push through. It's your bed.
Don't push too hard.
It's your bed after all.
I've got fan favorite this week.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Look at you go.
I know last week we had your lovely Aunt Karen.
We did.
This week we have our cousin Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Karen is helping us with all the merch.
Thank you so much, Karen.
I know, we're so excited. I'm thinking that since this comes out, we're ahead of time. I'm thinking by now you're probably seeing the merch and you're loving it, everyone.
Loving it. And if not, then Karen, you're no longer a fan favorite. I'm kidding, Karen. I'm kidding.
Karen said, "Oh man, that's super kind of you. You know I love the pod and always listen," which actually I did not know that she was actually listening.
I know she listened when we first started, but surely she
but I figure
listen.
that peters out.
Yeah.
I figure everybody peters out pretty soon, right?
A lot of people are petering out.
After this episode,
we've lost a few in this. And rightfully so.
Anyway, nothing to plug. The first thing that popped into my mind is what org is doing such good in this political climate. And I think a shout out to the amazing World Central Kitchen, who goes right to the front lines to deliver meals in any kind of humanitarian crisis. They are incredible and can always use donations or awareness. Love you guys. Thanks for being a light in the world when it feels just mind-boggling sometimes.
Oh, Karen.
And I just realized that was on April 8th, and I just let it go. This is why I can't do fan favorite. I didn't say a single word back to that lovely message.
Aaron Taylor.
I know. I'm really bad at fan favorite.
You better write her tonight.
Karen, thank you so much. I love you. You're beautiful. Your words are amazing.
Karen, listen, I'll just tell you a few things about Karen. Karen is incredible.
Karen is so cool. I'm intimidated by her.
Well, I'm not, because we grew up with her. I grew up with that girl.
You grew up with her as your age.
Yeah,
I grew up with her as my cool older cousin.
A little bit older than me. I'll shout it out there, Karen. About like a year. But anyway, she and I were in diapers together. Karen, you are amazing. You are awesome. Karen is like, she really is. I don't find her intimidating, but she is one of the most cool people that I've ever met.
Yeah, she's very cool. Her life story, like they travel all the time. They just have adventures all the time.
All the time. The fact that she has time to even listen to this podcast, I find mind-blowing.
Yeah.
In my mind, Karen, you're like in 10 different countries at the same time. I don't even know how you do it. It's amazing. You're just awesome.
Yes, we love you so much.
But that's not why we love you. We love you because you're just an amazing person.
Yeah.
You've got such a big heart. You're such an activist. You do amazing things for this world. You've raised amazing children that are going out there into this world that are going to do the fucking coolest things ever.
Is like a man already.
Yeah, like I feel like Karen developed her children really well, whereas we just let ours survive.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. She's like, I'm going to really enrich their lives. And we're like, I'm going to hope they survive.
I'm going to give them Takis for
They're
dinner.
probably going to live. They're going to live.
You guys got this. High five.
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing better than we are.
In a lot of the ways. That's why we do find her a little intimidating. But it's okay. Let's wrap this up before we say anything worse about ourselves.
I did fan favorites, so you got to give him a little bit of call of action.
All right, friends. You guys can find us on all of our social media. We are out there on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on TikTok, not very well, but we're out there. And we would love, 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 love to read your stories on the next episode. So please write into myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcast or Spotify or any really podcast platform that's out there.
Anything that lets you.
Just search up My Skeptical Sister. And you can soon look out for some merch on our website that the lovely, amazing Bob, partner of the amazing Stephanie, look for that because Bob helps us with our website.
That's right. Are you ready for me to say goodbye?
Oh, thank God. What else? Did I leave anything out?
I wasn't listening to you at all.
Oh, I never do that to you either. I never listen when you say that. It's looking for goodbye is hard work, isn't it? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me say this. One more thing.
Okay.
You can join our Patreon.
There you go.
For $5, you get a movie night like we just had tonight. It was a blast. And we picked some really good movies.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes we have some gems. But we promise you we'll laugh through all of them. And if you don't want $5 a month, you can do $3. You get like a sticker and some magnet and a lot of content. And
weekly bonus content. Weekly
bonus content. You heard that here first. And then
free. You
get like so much. Good Lord.
No,
what
free,
else?
You get very little, but you do get
free. You get a little bit of like a snooch of free content.
I don't like that word.
You are judgy with my words tonight.
You're judgy. You said I have a lisp.
She held a grudge that whole podcast till just now. Okay.
Encore.
That was the fastest goodbye ever. I love it. What is it? Where's it from?
Bescu.
La 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 la.
And I'm going to drink because it'll make me more articulate. Sorry, Rue. We're recording after movie night. I know. I think she's from England.
Oh, do you want me to say it in English?
I would like you to say it.
When I was about 17. No, I won't. Actually, but was really capitalized. But
might just be a one Donna story tonight.
I'm almost done, I promise.
Okay.
You really like to kick me when I'm down.
Please. that is the biggest eye roll. You're not down.
Listen to me, Meghann. I sound like I'm dying.
Listen to her. She's like, I'm gonna make this. Yeah, work it, girl.